Namaste friends, I am Jayalakshmi Ravichandran signing in on behalf of Magic Needles. This day I am here with letter K in Filet Crochet. To work Filet Crochet and how to work the foundation DCs, we have separate videos. The links you will find in description box below. So you can refer to those videos and then start working your filet here. Okay, to begin with we need 61 DCs, that is 20 solid squares. The second row, the third row and the fourth row. Second, third and fourth are one solid square on either side with with all open squares, that is 18 open squares in between them. The fifth row, all the odd rows are worked from right to left and even rows are read from left to right and worked. So the fifth row I'm going to read from right and work. We always begin the corners with solid square and end with solid square 2. Solid square, one solid, 1, 2, 3, 4 open squares, 3 solids, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 open squares, 3 solids and 2 open square, ending with solid square. The sixth row, 1 solid square, 1 open square, 1 solid square, 3 open squares, 2 solid squares, 3 open squares, 2 solid squares, 2 open squares, 1 solid square and 3 open squares, ending with solid square. Seventh row, 1 solid square, 6 open squares, 2 solid squares, 2 open squares, 2 solid squares, 4 open squares, 1 solid square, 1 open square and 1 solid square. Eighth row, 1 solid square, 2 open squares, 1 solid square, 4 open squares, 2 solid squares, 2 open squares, 1 solid square, 6 open squares and 1 solid square here, the last. Ninth row, 1 solid square, 7 open squares, 4 solid squares, 7 open squares and 1 solid square. The 10th row, 1 solid square, 8 open squares, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 solid squares, 5 open squares and 1 solid square. 11th row, 1 solid square, 4 open squares, 1 solid square, 3 open squares, 1 solid square, 9 open squares and 1 solid square. 12th row, 1 solid square, 6 open squares, 1 solid square, 3 open squares, 1 solid square, 2 open squares, 1 solid square, 2 open squares, 1 solid square, ending with 1 solid square, 1 open square and then end with 1 solid square here. The 13th row, 1 solid square, 2 open squares, 2 solid squares, 2 open squares, 1 solid square, 1 open square, 3 solid squares, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 open squares, 1 solid square. And then 14th, 15th and 16th rows are having 1 solid square on either side with 18 open squares in between them, and the 17 squares as usual, 20 solid squares or 61 DCs. Thank you friends for watching. Have a nice day.